Alright, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Freeksterr here today, and we are back with some Black Ops 3, and what you see in the background right now is actually my gameplay, so yeah, you should probably feel a little bit proud of me. So in today's story, I would like to just talk about greening out at school, and the one time that I did do it, yes, it was terrible. Worst experience I've ever had, and if you guys are curious what greening out is, or if you don't know, is basically when you smoke too much marijuana as crystals, and then you actually foam from the mouth and die. I'm just kidding, that doesn't actually happen, you know. Greening out is basically just smoking too much weed, feeling sick, and then sleeping. Like, that is it. You just don't feel well. It's terrible. It's a terrible experience. Okay, so just keep in mind that I was in grade 7 when this happened, and I ended up, texting my friend, and I was like, hey, dude, you want to go wake and bake? You want to meet up by the bridge and just, smoke up and then go to school? He was like, yeah, sure, I don't see the problem with that. And this guy, he's a pretty big stoner. I must say, he smoked a lot more than I did. I didn't smoke that much weed, but I did, and then he smokes a lot of weed. So I wanted to impress him. I didn't want to look like a pussy. So we ended up meeting up, and I brought weed, he brought weed, we all brought weed, and then we ended up blazing up, and he ended up actually bringing a bong. And by this time, I haven't really smoked too much bong. I must admit, I knew it got you demolished and stuff like that, but I didn't want to look like a pussy, so I took every single hit that I possibly could, just so I can look cool. By the first or second one, I knew I was done. I knew I couldn't take any more hoots, but god damn, I was stupid, and I was like, you know what? One more, another one. And I basically just smoked myself silly to the point that I actually forgot who he was and why I was underneath the bridge smoking weed and stuff like that, and that I have to go to school. So we ended up parting ways and stuff like that, and I ended up getting on my bike and I started biking to school, and I was tripping balls. I was looking around, and every single car had this shark mouth painted on it. I think it's a military thing, but it actually had a shark mouth on each side of the car. I was just so stoned that I saw every single car with that, even little Honda Civics, even regular badass cars and stuff like that. Literally every car looked like a shark. I was tripping. My mouth was so stuck dry from pasties. It was just it was actually dreadful biking to school, and it was a cold day too, so it made my mouth even more dry. It was seriously the worst bike ride of my life, and all I can think about on the bike ride is the water fountain at the school. So I finally reached the school, and I got all my books and stuff like that, and I ended up going in class, and I sat down. Obviously I'm late. I had a late slip. I was just waiting to give it to my teacher, and I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, shit, I didn't get water. So I said to my teacher, I was like, hey, could I go get some water? And she's like, no, you can wait. And I'm like, oh. She's like, do you have a late slip? I'm like, yeah, I do actually, yeah. And then I walk up, and I gave it to her ever so shady. I just stood from afar and reached over to give it to her, and she gave me this look. She knew something was up. There was definitely something up, and I was just I was so sketched out, and I just went to the back of the class and sat. And I feel so bad for the kid in front of me, I still talk to him to this day, but that day, all he can hear behind him was, because my mouth was so stuck dry with pasties. It was so terrible, and I couldn't even get water. So I remember I was sitting there, I was chilling, I was listening to the teacher, listening to the lesson and stuff like that, and it was almost the end of class, and I'm sitting there, and my stomach starts to feel real wheezy, not good whatsoever. And I just I knew I was gonna puke, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm sick, I'm not feeling good whatsoever. So I ended up just sitting, looking at the clock, and then all of a sudden when the bell rang, I just got up and sprinted out of the class. I just got right out of there, and this one girl that was actually my friend at the time actually stopped me, and she's like, you look terrible, what is going on, are you okay? I was like, no, I'm not okay. And I ran into the bathroom, dropped onto the ground, and just puked all over the toilet. Thankfully nobody saw me, thankfully nobody reported me, but yeah, that was basically the place that I stayed the entire day. I literally just puked, lied on the ground, and I slept. And every single couple hours or so, I'd get up, switch bathrooms, lie on the ground and sleep. I just bumped my mic there, I'm sorry. But I would just, lie there and sleep, and I literally slept through 3 blocks of the day, lunch, break, and I went to the last block, but still puked during the last block. So that was the worst day of my life. And actually, at one point, I tried to get up, I thought I was feeling sober. I definitely wasn't. I ended up actually just sitting on the toilet lid, just chilling. And then this one guy came in, and he went to go take a shit or something. I'm not too sure, but he opened up the door, and he slams me, whoa, man, cover that shit up. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, no, I'm just dying. I don't even know. But yeah, guys, thankfully I didn't get caught. Nobody ratted me out. Nobody really saw me, actually. But yeah, it was a pretty shitty day, I must say. I will never do that again. I actually don't blaze and go to school for that exact reason, because I just don't want that to happen again. That was actually just the worst experience of my life. But anyways, guys, it's gonna be everything for today's video. So if you guys did enjoy, do not go out and do this. Do not think this is me influencing you guys to go do this, because, well, no, why do you want to go green out at school? It's actually the worst thing ever. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. But anyways, guys, as usual, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Just sit back, relax, stay positive, and peace out, guys.